And problems on the racetrack, and we're just getting the broadcast started here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Milestone 200 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway on NASCAR Heat 5, and we are under caution for the second time in this race. Never mind, no, we're actually staying green. I can't believe it, folks. There was a 5-truck incident over near the start-finish line. Timmy Brown, Dave Marks Jr., Jeffrey Robinson Jr., Harold Burden, and a couple of others were all involved, and miraculously enough, we're going to stay green. Tyler Wagner, Robert Lohman Sr. getting a piece of that as well. So did Stephen Corley in the number 99 Ford F-150. It's a wild start here. Round 3 of the 2021 NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series season, hosted right here on NASCAR Heat 5, live broadcasted on the NOSSCAR Series Racing YouTube channel. We have 20 drivers out there for the Milestone 200 at Atlanta. I am NOSSCAR CEO Tyler McMurder, alongside former NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series race winner Tyler Wagner, coming in as your in-race reporter. Tyler, thanks a bunch for joining us.
No, man, it's a pleasure being here.
130 laps here tonight at Atlanta, 100% distance race, and Napa fan on the pole, of course, and 20 drivers out there. What do you think we're going to expect in this Atlanta race?
The way it's looking right now, everybody's antsy. No one wants to give right now. It's just all take.
Yeah, I see exactly what you mean. It's been a chaotic start to the race. As of right now, it's pole sitter Nick Donfrancesco leading the way. It's Cameron Norton in the 3, just behind him in the 2nd position, and that's Dunson running in 3rd. Drivers running in 2nd and 4th, looking for their very first NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series wins. It is very early, folks. We're working stage 1 of a 130-lap event here at Atlanta. This is what the 2nd pack of trucks looks like. See if we can bring you back to it. There we go. And these are the drivers running from 4th on back to the 8th position, and being led by the 16 truck of Beam SKP. Actually, it's the 45 truck of Jordan Roughton, and that's Bradley Gilliland in the 74 just behind him, as well as Beam SKP, the driver out of France, in the number 16 Toyota Tundra. He scored in the 6th position early in the going. And this year's Tailgate 250 race winner, Josh Colm-Diaz in the number 23 Chevy Silverado. He runs in the 8th position. He started up there in 2nd, and since then he's just lost a couple of positions. Lost the draft with the front group as well. The top 3 really beginning to work their way away from the rest of the field. There's a 2nd group of 5 trucks trying to run them down, and it's a hornet's nest on back. Damon McGriff running in 9th. Jeff Grady rounding out the top 10. Those 2 trucks running on their own. No drafting partners for them, so losing time to the front groups. And we have a new race leader, folks. The number 3 Chevy Silverado, that is Cameron Norton. He puts his truck out front, makes a pass on Nick Donfrancesco. And we were talking all day long here and speaking to some of the drivers in the garage area, and they know how powerful the draft is here at Atlanta, and they know that these trucks are down on horsepower compared to the Xfinity cars and the Cup cars. So it's really going to come down to who's up there near the front, who's got the track position near the end, who's going to be in the draft, and who makes the right calls at the right times. Decision making is going to be a factor, as well as the draft in this one. And Timmy Brown, number 8 Ford F-150, comes down pit road. A lot of damage to the front of that machine. Going to repair that. And how about Bradley Gilliland, folks? 74, going in 7th. A little bit of contact there with the 99 machine, and it's going to go underneath them for the position. Took a look to the inside, and he clears them, completes the pass, now getting the draft a little bit from the 45 of Jordan Roughton just in front of him. Now slides up the hill. And And Stephen Corley's going to take the position back in the number 99. Having for Steel Horse Motorsports, and they were 3 wide there for a moment with the 45 machine. Jordan Roughton lifted there, and it looks like he's actually going to try to get to pit road, and he's having problems getting there. There you see him spun at the entrance to pit road. He's going to get it refired and going again, and he's going to go down pit road now. Pit road beginning to fill up and beginning to become a busy place here in stage 1 at Atlanta, and Jesse Carlson is already leaving pit road after getting service. There you see him in the number 88 machine. Robert Lohman Sr. in the number 21 Chevy Silverado leaving pit road as well. Former NASCAR Street Tech Series race winner Josh Colin-Diaz on pit road as well. And Darrell Burton in the 56. They're all coming down for scheduled stops, it seems. And Nick Don Francesco yet to surrender the race lead in the number 24. He's still on the racetrack right now with Dunson in the 87 right behind him, running in the 2nd position. Chevy versus Ford right now. Well, it was, folks. And now Dunson's going to surrender the 2nd position, and now he makes his way to pit road. So we're going to keep our eye on Nick Don Francesco. He is yet to make his scheduled green flag pit stop. And we can also tell you that Beam SKP is now the driver running in the 2nd position. He's the lone driver out of France here in the field. Drives competitively in a World Championship Series over on F1 2020. He's been telling me all about it, and he does very well over there on the open wheel games. And here he comes to pit road, same lap as the race leader, Nick Don Francesco, the 24 and the 16. Both coming down pit road. And now let me tell you, folks, Beam gained quite a bit of ground on Nick Don Francesco entering pit road. As long as he didn't get caught speeding, it appeared that he was able to close the gap by quite a considerable margin there as they both entered pit road.
Oh yeah, back out front. Get me a lot.
There you go. Throwing it down to the in-race reporter, Tyler Wagner, who's leading laps here in the 02 Chevy Silverado. Now, Tyler, you were caught up in that incident earlier in this race, but good on you to get out there and get some camera time and lead this one.
Yeah, nice to be here. Not dirt like I'm used to.
You know, you let the 88 of Jesse Carlson get around to get one of his laps
He was
back.
a lap down.
Yeah, we still have trucks leaving pit road even, and we know that you're still expected to come to pit road for a scheduled green flag pit stop and a couple of laps.
Coming down this time.
Ooh. And Tyler Wagner's coming down pit road. He's going to surrender the race lead here at Atlanta. Stage 1 of the Milestone 200, round 3 of the 2021 NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series season. He safely makes his way onto pit road, and when this all cycles through, we will recap on who the race leader is and where everybody is running, but I believe that it's actually going to be Cameron Norton in the number 3 truck that's going to be leading this race when it's all cycled through. He is positioned in front of Nick Don Francesco in the 24, but we'll give you a recap and a report on the running order here in just a little bit.
This has my hands also.
And whenever you have a moment there, just let us know the number of the truck that's leading this race.
3.
That's what I thought, yeah. And it's Cameron Norton leading the way. He's got Dave Marks Jr. in the 4 right behind him, but I don't believe that that's a battle for position. I believe that Dave is right now the first truck 1 lap down. There's a couple of trucks just in front of Cameron Norton that are in danger of going a lap down, and that includes Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 51 Toyota Tundra. So a couple of the Rockstar Racing Toyotas are in a little bit of trouble going a lap down in stage 1 here at Atlanta. And don't look now, folks, but Nick Don Francesco is gaining ground on Cameron Norton, the number 24. the blue and black Silverado that you see coming into the frame. He's now the truck right behind that orange and black number 4 truck, and now he's just in front of him. Here he comes, folks. Nick Don Francesco. Uh-oh. Oh, you're right, and that's Robert Lohman Sr. in the number 21 Chevy Silverado coming to a stop over there, and I didn't see exactly what happened to him, but he's got some front-end damage to the right front of that truck, and he's motionless in the grass area over in 3 and 4. Keep our eye on that. And we're also going to keep our eye on the battle for the lead, folks. Nick Don Francesco has ran down Cameron Norton with the 2-lap pressure tires that he has, and Dunson in the number 87 Ford F-150 is gaining ground on both of them. Dave Marks Jr., the lap machine in the 4, still right there. He hasn't went anywhere. Going to throw it down to the in-race reporter, and that is Tyler Wagner. Tyler, how many laps to go in stage 1?
I'll tell you here in a second. I'm just going in 3 and 4. I'm right behind the leaders here.
Excellent.
They're just battling back and forth with them. Jostling for spot. There's 12 to go.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
12 laps to go here in stage 1, and is it safe to say that everybody's going to be green to the finish here? No pit stops under green?
Yeah, because I got 17, 18 laps to go left.
Okay, so yeah, they're going to have they'll have a couple of less laps than you, but not by much. So yeah, I think that everybody's going to make it to the end of this stage on the tires and the fuel that they have. So we're going to have a bit of a dogfight here for the stage 1 win, and it appears that it's going to be between Nick Don Francesco in the 24, Cameron Norton in the 3, and Dunson in the 87. And whoa, contact was made with the outside wall there for Dunson coming out of turn 2. He looked like he was going to make a move to the outside of Cameron Norton and saw daylight, but he couldn't quite do it. Didn't have the grip up there. Tony Brown in the 8 truck back on pit road. Going to give you a little bit of an update here on where the rest of the field is running in comparison to your race leaders, and we can tell you that it's Daniel McGriff in the number 13 Ford F-150 running in the 4th position, trying to run down the top 3.
To go.
And we have 10 laps to go.
Oh, wait, I'm on 9 to go.
Ah, yeah, that's right. Oh, excuse me, folks. My apologies. The driver running in 4th, trying desperately to run down these top 3 drivers before the end of stage 1. This man right here, and that is Stephen Corley, driving the number 99 Ford F-150, the newest entry to the Steel Horse Motorsports Ford team here in the NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series, and he's still looking for his very first NASCAR Truck Series win. He's come so close so many times. So many NASCAR drivers still look at him as the real race winner from the Great Lakes 200 in Michigan just last year, and he would love to put a tally in the win column here in his 2021 campaign on Heat 5. He's gaining ground on Cameron Norton, and that would be the battle for 3rd. But he's actually now going to come to pit road, and evidently some of these drivers might have to do a 2-stop strategy here in stage 1.
Yeah, he burned the tires off.
Yeah, something going on there with Stephen Corley. That's a bit of a shame here. He's going to fall short of stage 1 without having to pit the 2 times, and it's going to be interesting to see how far on the tires and the fuel that these other drivers can go. Now we're seeing Dave Marks Jr. in the 4 coming to pit road. Remember, he was 1 lap down, but nevertheless, this still kind of gives us a bit more insight on the distance that these drivers can go on these tires. And we heard a lot about tire wear while these drivers were logging laps during the practice sessions over the last hour before we began qualifying. And evidently the tire wear is a real factor here at Atlanta Motor Speedway today. Harold Burden in the 56 also comes to pit road. And you're watching the battle for the Stage 1 win. Nick DonFrancesco down low, Dunson up high. Oh, they're both going to go around the inside of Jesse Carlson to put him a lap down. Jesse in the 88 Ford F-150 for Steel Horse Motorsports. You're watching Dunson from No Shift Motorsports driving up against Timac Motorsports driver Nick DonFrancesco for the stage win. They're coming around now to put a lap on the 40 machine. So far, the 24 stands tall. He's the leader by a couple of truck lengths now, and the draft is strong enough where Dunson can still maintain a safe distance away and conserve a little bit of the throttle, and then maybe even try to slingshot his way by. The outside groove has not been working in very many drivers' favors here so far in Stage 1. We do expect it to rubber in a little bit as the race unfolds, but as of now, we know they're going to be close on tires. We know they're going to be close on fuel, but they're letting it all hang loose at Atlanta for the Stage 1 win. And Tyler, if you'll be so kind to let us know how many laps these drivers have. 3? Perfect.
Yes. Oh,
well, is it 2 then, since you're a lap down?
No.
Okay, so you did that already. So coming around now to take the 2 laps to go signal. And pit road is now closed until the end of the stage, and any drivers that do come down pit road at this time will have to pit again at the end of the stage in order to not be taking a penalty. And Dunson is out of fuel, or he has blown a tire. I believe he's popped a tire actually over there in turn 1. Oh, and that's a heartbreaker. He's going to get it going again, but he's trying to get it going without going a lap down here late in stage 1. Beam in the 16 had to come to pit road. Jeff Grady had to come to pit road. Jesse Carlson had to come to pit road. It was a long green flag run here in stage 1. So far, we're watching the race leader. It's Nick DonFrancesco, and so far he's got all 4 tires up and rolling. He's on the final lap here, rolling down the back straightaway. And that's Dunson in the 87 down low, and he will go 1 lap down by the end of stage 1, and that is a heartbreaker for the driver from No Shift Motorsports. Nick DonFrancesco wins stage 1 as he blows a tire at the start-finish line and crosses the line through the grass to claim the stage win. Wins the stage in dramatic fashion, folks. I've never seen that happen before, not for a stage win. And in the process, Timmy Brown and another truck were able to get around them to get one of their laps back right before the end of the stage.
I ended up blowing my right front right after the finish line.
Oh, wow. Let us know who the top 5 is, and after your adjustments, after you've already pit.
Oh, it's Napa, Cub, Shadow, OG, and Bowman. I'm 6th.
All right, then. Those drivers will be receiving the stage points. Stage winner, of course, receiving that valuable playoff point. And once you're done hitting the X button to go to pit road, let us know how many trucks will be on the lead lap for the restart.
Oh, Bowman's ahead of me. They're from 5th on back, it's a lap down. It's 1 lap down from 5th to 11th, and that's 2 laps down from 12th all the way to 18th.
So it's going to be Cameron Norton in the 3 truck actually getting the free pass. This strategy by Nick DonFrancesco trapped a couple of trucks 1 lap down here, quite a few even. Here we go. The green flag is out. Stage 2 of the Milestone 200 at Atlanta, round 3 of the 2021 NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series. And they thunder into turn 1. Four wide action up there, battling for the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th positions, right inside the top 5 and 10. And they're going to settle it out just a little bit now, but man, that was wild. In race reporter, Tyler Wagner's right in the thick of things there. 4 wide again. Wagner had nowhere to go. He found the outside wall, not to his fault by any means. And man, this is some chaotic action here at the beginning of stage 2.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Everybody's just all take. Nobody wants to give at the beginning of the stage.
Oh, it looks exciting out there. I'll be honest, there's 2, 3, and 4 wide action. So far, they're making it stick, and minor contact here and there. And it's Bradley Gilliland in the 74 leading the race. Nick Donfrancesco in second, Stephen Corley in third, and they're all up there. Literally all 20 of these trucks that entered this race are all in one giant pack right now, and they are rocking and rolling around this Atlanta Motor Speedway on NASCAR Heat 5. And a challenge for the lead. Nick Donfrancesco all over the tailgate of the 74 machine of Bradley Gilliland, and Stephen Corley right there with him. Harold Burton in the number 56 machine right there behind all 3 of them. The top 4 trucks beginning to spread out from the rest of the field just a little bit. Seems to be a common theme at these mile-and-a-half racetracks where the draft is pretty strong, and once the front 3 to 5, 6 trucks start to single themselves out a little bit, they begin to work away from mid-pack drivers who seem to still be side-by-side battling. Oh, 3 wide. Josh Colm-Diaz, Dave Marks Jr., Cameron Norton, and it was nearly a scary moment there. Dave had to lift. He got the worst end of all of that. Dave now drops outside of the top 10. There you see him just behind Alex Tesdall in the 98 machine. And he's just in front of Daniel McGriff in the number 13. And how about Noah Underwood, folks? OG Info, number 33, Chevy Silverado. Chose this truck because it looked a lot like the Dale Earnhardt Sr. paint job, and got stage 1 points, and now he's working his way back towards the front, currently scored in the 4th position. And they're 3 wide just behind him still. Dunn's son was in the mix there with Josh Colm-Diaz, Bradley Gilliland, and others. We should mention, folks, Stephen Corley has taken the race lead from Bradley Gilliland. Bradley has actually now dropped outside of the top 5, and Harold Burton in the number 56 Chevy Silverado looking to the outside. Always seems to be a challenge for the race lead. Nobody ever lets somebody just start driving away with it. And there's a Ford at the front of the field leading a group of 4 Chevrolets. And second on back to the 5th positions, and there's a side-by-side battle for 6th, and keeping our eye on the battle up front. 20 drivers started in this race, and I believe that we have 18 of them still rocking and rolling on the racetrack with a shot to win the Milestone 200 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Pardon me. And throwing it down to the M-Race reporter, Tyler Wagner. Tyler is the 56th, the new leader.
Nope, still 24.
Oh, okay, so that's what I was wondering. Harold Burton just took his lap back the hard way, folks. He was pinned 1 lap down after the miraculous fuel and tire strategy by Nick Donfrancesco, and he's now driven his way around Stephen Corley and Nick Donfrancesco, and he takes over the lead spot in the group, but he is not the race leader. It's in fact the 99 of Stephen Corley. Unless it's the 24. Is it still the 24?
24.
So the front 2 trucks are actually taking their lap back the hard way. Nick Donfrancesco is the one leading this thing. These 2 are in desperation mode. Man, they need a leaderboard on this game.
Yeah. One that works, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's not even there in this game anymore. They took that completely away. The ticker at the top, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's not even here anymore, which is fine. Didn't work. But yeah, that's amazing, folks. So it's actually Nick Francesco leading the way, Cameron Norton in the 3, running in 2nd, Noah Underwood in the 33, running in 3rd. Dunson in the 87 is stuck 1 lap down. He's right behind those guys, and I believe that it's Josh Colin-Diaz in the 23 running in 4th. This lead group is starting to do a whole lot of slicing and dicing. The battle for position is heating up a little bit. They know that if a caution comes out, they need to be in front of that race leader to get their lap back, and they need to be the first truck 1 lap down. There's a lot at stake and a lot of different things and different tasks that these drivers are trying to accomplish, all on the same piece of real estate. A couple of trucks already beginning to make their way down pit road for scheduled pit stops here in Stage 2. That includes Rockstar Racing driver Dave Marks Jr. He also drives in the NOSSCAR Elite National Series in the ARCA cars on iRacing. And I'm not sure exactly what happened to Jordan Roughton in the 45, but he's having issues on pit road. And in fact, his truck is actually going in reverse on pit road, and I've never actually seen this. It might even be some sort of glitch or something. And there's a problem for the 99 entering pit road. A whole fleet of trucks just came down pit road, and Stephen Corley in the number 99 Ford F-150 found the wall just before the entrance to pit road. Minor contact, minor damage. And by the way, it was some sort of glitchy error there for Jordan Roughton in the 45. His truck was dragged all the way back somehow to the entrance to pit road, and then he was brought to his pit stall for service. Lead change.
33.
Well, how about it, folks? The 33, folks, he's back. Noah Underwood, OG Info, takes the race lead away from Nick Francesco. Scheduled green flag pit stops are all beginning here, but once this all cycles through, the battle for the lead is going to be between drivers like Cameron Norton in the 3, Nick Francesco in the 24, and OG Info in the 33, Josh Colin-Diaz in the 23. So a lot of these drivers looking to have a quick pit stop, have a dancing partner at the end of it as well to draft with if possible. OG Info, a former Tailgate 250 winner at Daytona. That came back last year in 2020 on NASCAR Heat 4. Here he comes, folks. The 33 comes to pit road, and oh, there was contact right at the entrance to pit road, and I really hope Info didn't get a speeding penalty as a result, because it was Dunson in the 87, long-time NOSSCAR driver, bumping into the tailgate just a little bit there of the 33, right towards the line where they start timing your speed, and yeah, it's going to be close. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there with the 33. Time will tell. We'll see where everybody cycles through at the end of the green flag pit stops. You're watching the Milestone 200 at Atlanta. And we can confirm for you that there was no speeding penalty for OG Info. He came out right behind the 87 of Dunson, and at the end of the cycle of pit stops, it appears that it's going to be Cameron Norton in the 3 leading this race, but we're going to wait to update you on that in just a moment. In fact, we're going to throw it down to the in-race reporter Tyler Wagner to find out who the race leader is.
Still 24.
Oh, geez. So everything has cycled through then, that means, but oh, so now it's the 3, correct?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. I apologize, folks. He was just coming off pit road, coming out of turn 2 when I tuned in, and as soon as I did, that's when I saw the 3 of Cameron Norton go by. So yes, Nick Francesco back into the 4th position now. This puts Cameron Norton in the 3, out front with Noah Underwood running in the 2nd position, and Josh Colin-Diaz running in 3rd.
Wow, these things.
Ooh, here he comes. Info to the inside of Cameron Norton, so now the 33 takes the lead back. 33 out front, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I know what's going on here. Cameron Norton in the 3 is short pitting by a lap or two each and every single run. He did it in stage 1 as well, and it works to his advantage for the short term. He often takes the race lead and he's out front for a little bit, but once these drivers come back off pit road with the 2 or 3 lap fresher tires they have, sometimes more than that even, they have the advantage in grip and speed level, and they're able to get back by him. Can't blame Cameron for trying something a little bit different though. And it's Info leading the race with Cameron Norton running in second, keeping our eye on the rest of the front runners. Tyler Wagner in race reporter on pit road for service in the O2. Working stage 2 of the 3rd race of the 2021 season. Good battle for position here. This is the battle for 3rd. Josh Colombiez, Nick Don Francesco, teammates, Timac Motorsports, and now if they can actually work together a little bit and draft and stay hooked up bumper to bumper, they might be able to run down Info before the end of the stage, but about the only chance that they'll have it doing that is if they work together. Daniel McGriff, Timmy Brown, and that is Jeffrey Robinson Jr. These 3 trucks all running inside the top 10. Actually, I think all of them except for Timmy Brown in the 8 truck running inside the top 10. And he had an issue early in stage 1 where he had to make an extra pit stop and put him a little bit behind here for stage 2. Gonna throw it down to the M-Race reporter, Tyler Wagner. Tyler, how many laps do we have to go in stage 2?
I'm going into 3 right now.
Perfect.
Thirteen, 14 laps to go. So I'm 3 laps down. There's 17 to go on my screen.
Okay. Whoa, problems for Jeff Grady. I believe that he's got a tire blown. And there was a big wreck over there in turn 3 at Atlanta. Timmy Brown in the 8 truck had nowhere to go. There's a caution on the racetrack.
Yes, sir. Caution. That happened right in front of me. His tire blew. Left front.
Oh, jeez. It was a hard hit for a couple of drivers there that had literally nowhere to go. You can see that the right side of the 82 Silverado is pancaked in, and he's going to definitely have to repair that under this caution. Caution number 3 for an on-track incident. Actually, number 2, rather. It should be the 3rd caution of the race for an on-track incident. We had one earlier that was not called. And these drivers will have an opportunity to make some adjustments to their trucks at caution speed here in stage 2. And this is definitely what some of these drivers needed. I believe some of these drivers were going to be close to having to pit again here before the end of stage 2. And now it's definitely not going to come down to any type of fuel mileage strategy for the stage win. Green flag is back in the air. Info and
go.
And you're 3 down?
I'm 2 laps down. I took a wave around that time.
Nice, that's smart. Info, Nick Don Francesco, Cameron Norton, the top 3. They lead them through 3 and 4. That time by. Bradley Gilliland runs in 4th. Dunson and Shadow are side by side there for 4th and 5th. Great action all over this racetrack, folks, and The top two beginning to walk away a little bit, but it's because these drivers were a little bit busy with each other. A lot of battling here mid-pack, trying to get as much track position as they can and try to run down the race leader. These restarts have been wild here tonight. Dunson got a push. He found the outside wall, looked like the 45, bumped the back of Alex Tesdahl. Tesdahl bumped Dunson. Domino effect, and it's feisty in the mid-pack. Ooh, there was contact there. Stephen Corley, he got into the quarter panel of Bradley Gitteland. Bradley was a little bit loose for the entire back straightaway. He nearly collected Alex Tesdahl, and that was almost a big moment. But he's going to settle back in line just in front of Jordan Broughton, just behind Alex Tesdahl, and all is okay. Josh Colm-Diaz and Beam SKP not too far behind them. But it's still Info in the 33 leading the way with Nick Donfrancesco in hot pursuit. There's Cameron Norton running in third. Stephen Corley, Alex Tesdahl just behind them. The two Steel Horse Motorsports Fords running in fourth and fifth right now. Stephen Corley looking to the inside of Cameron Norton, looking for third. He's trying to bring his teammate with him. There's definitely a bit more grip down low at this point in the race than there is towards the middle to high grooves. And especially if you can get a couple of trucks down there to use the draft. Battle for the race lead, folks. Nick Donfrancesco stole it away for a little bit there. He let a lap, and now Info is retaking the race lead in the 33. A lot is changing at a rapid pace here at Atlanta. Is this the last lap?
3 to go.
Ah, okay. 3 laps to go here in stage 2.
Yep, 2 to go.
All right, 2 to go. Pit road is now closed until the end of this stage. And remember, it's the top 5 that get the stage points. Stage winner gets the playoff point, and that's why that's very important. This is an important battle here because Nick Donfrancesco in the 24 truck, he's a full-time driver here in the NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series. He needs a playoff point. Info, running a part-time schedule, does not necessarily need that playoff point. He's just here trying to win the event, and now the white flag's been shown to these drivers a half a lap away until we find out who wins stage 2. Through 3 and 4 now, it looks like Info's actually stretched it a little bit. He's gapped him, and he's going to hold on coming out of 4, and he's going to bring it home. The green and white checkered flags in the air, and Info in the 33 wins stage 2. There's a wild battle coming to the line for third on back with Cameron Norton, Alex Tesdahl, Josh Colm-Diaz. That was a good one.
OG, Napa, Shadow, Bowman, NASCAR King. That's your top 5.
You heard it from Tyler Wagner, former NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series race winner. Stage 2 in the history books. Top 5 receiving the points, and stage winner getting the playoff point. And we're going to double them up again here for the final stage. And we've seen a lot of different drivers up at the front battling for the lead and having a shot at battling for the lead as well, but only to get conquered and sent to the back due to the draft or due to some 3 and 4 wide action. There's a lot of drivers that have a fast truck and have a shot to win this race. Info, Alex Tesdahl, Josh Colm-Diaz, Cameron Norton, Nick Donfrancesco. They're all up there. Green flag is in the air. You're watching the final stage of the Milestone 200. Info, Alex Tesdall, Nick Donfrancesco, Josh Colm-Diaz, Cameron Norton, the top five. They lead them down the back straightaway. Harold Burden right there as well. Dunson in the 87 Ford F-150 back on the lead lap. Where did he come from? Keep your eye on him. And we're getting a report that Bradley Gilliland, one of the contenders for the win here tonight, led a lot of laps in this one and stage points as well, and he is parked off the racetrack and done for the day. 20 drivers started this event, and we now have 18 left on the racetrack, still rocking and rolling with a shot to win the Milestone 200 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's Info leading the way with Alex Tesdall, Nick Donfrancesco, Josh Colm-Diaz, and Dunson rounding out the top five. Daniel McGriff running in the 6th position in the number 13 Ford F-150. And it's Cameron Norton in 7th, Beam SKP in the 8th position. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in 9th. Timmy Brown rounding out the top 10. Battle for 8th. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. is going to take that position away from Beam. Jordan Roughton in the 45 runs in 11th. He's right there with him. Harold Burden in the number 56 Chevy Silverado, he runs in 12th. And Jesse Carlson in the 88 runs in 13th. And we have a new race leader, folks. Alex Tesdall has taken the race lead away from Info in the 33. He's now actually battling for the 3rd position with Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23. This is going into turn 3 now, and this is what I was mentioning pretty much all race long. Once you get stuck up on the outside line, it's pretty much game over, especially if there's more trucks down low than there are up top. It seems like the preferred groove is definitely down on the inside. And that's exactly where Alex Tesdall was able to capitalize and complete the pass, and the 98 Ford F-150 leading here in the final stage. And what a feel-good moment it would be for Alex Tesdall and for the entire NOSSCAR community, for Steel Horse Motorsports as well, if he was able to get his first career NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series win here tonight. They're 3 wide for the lead, or at least they thought about it there for a moment. Nick Donfrancesco is going to take the lead back. Josh Colm-Diaz trying to go with him. It's a 6-truck battle for the lead. Don't take your eyes off this action, folks. It's changing every lap, and they've swapped the lead back and forth so many different times. So many different drivers have led laps in this one. And right now it's Nick Donfrancesco leading the way. Nobody's led more laps than him here in this race. And now Josh Colm-Diaz down to the inside. He made it 3 wide. Alex Tesdall was the one way up to the outside, and he got a little bit out of shape because of that. He came down into the side of Dunson in the number 87 Ford, and they both were able to hold on to it, and miraculously they both stay in the draft with the lead group. And don't look now, folks, but the second group of trucks is gaining ground. Beam SKP in the 16 Toyota Tundra leading that charge, with Cameron Norton and a couple of others trying to rally back here. And there they are, folks. The 45, Jordan Roughton, he's right there with them, along with Harold Burden in the 56. Now, if they can stay hooked up like this and keep working together, they can gain a little bit of ground and get up there. Oh, and there's a big wreck. Josh Colm-Diaz, Daniel McGriff, Info in the 33. There is a massive pile-up. Info is flipping. And it started up front where the leaders were. In fact, it was the leaders that wrecked. It was Josh Colm-Diaz and Info in the 33, Daniel McGriff, and one other truck there. It was a 4-truck incident. Info flipped his Silverado a couple of times over there. Glad he's okay. That was crazy. And that was all sparked from battling for the race lead. The only two that were able to capitalize and stay in front of it while it all happened was Alex Tesdall in the 98 and Bean in the 16. And now a lot of these drivers are going to have a bunch of damage to repair. Actually, it was Dunson and Nick Donfrancesco that were in front of this melee, and I believe Alex Tesdall and Bean might have even gotten a piece of it. I thought I saw a little bit of damage to the front end of the Tundra of Bean, but they're still going to restart third and fourth, so evidently all was good. The green flag back in the air. That was the third yellow for an on-track incident, and we are green again. And it was a bold move by Josh Colm-Diaz. He tucked all the way down to the yellow line, and I don't know if he was completely clear. Might have shaved some paint off with another truck. Who knows? It's Nick Donfrancesco leading them down the back straightaway. Three wide for the third, fourth, and fifth positions. Josh Colm-Diaz, Dunson, Alex Tesdall. A couple of them thought better of it. And this is a wild and chaotic battle up here for the lead. Info in the 33, back up there in the 8th position. Oh, and problems there for the 45, I believe it was. Yeah, 45. Jordan Roughton was in a tight battle there in a pack there that had 3 or 4 or 5 trucks really close together in proximity, and heavy contact with the inside wall. He's now at the tail of the field, and he's going to go to pit road. Back up front, Donfrancesco leads. Josh Colm-Diaz to the inside of Alex Tesdall. Those two good buddies off the track, and those two battling for the second and third positions. Actually, he's now to the inside of the 99 of Stephen Corley, rather. 99, 98 sharing very similar paint jobs, and the 33 of Info coming all the way back up to the top 5. Here he comes, folks. Well, just to break it down for you a little bit, there's 11 trucks here up in this lead group. The second group of trucks in 12th there is Dave Marks Jr. in the 4, Jeff Brady in the 82 running in 13th back there with him. And not enough trucks back there for them to group together and draft and maybe run down this front group. So it's all going to come down to what happens with this front group of 11 trucks. Now, if history repeats itself, I think that we'll see a few of these trucks start to break away from the rest of this group a little bit, and they'll split into 2, maybe even into 3, but time will tell. This is what the second group looks like. Dave Marks Jr., Jeff Brady, and that's Dunson in the 87 there. Dunson was one of the key factors and key players in this one all race long, and I think if another yellow comes out, he'll be right back in the thick of things, but that's what he'll need at this point. And there's a new race leader. It's Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23. Stephen Corley trying to go with him, and now Cameron Norton's got some steam up on the outside. The 33 of Info is going to go with him. Nick Donfrancesco there as well. Daniel McGriff in the 13 Ford F-150 came up into the side of Info. Oh, and that got really wild, really close there. That was almost an incident. And nearly crashed over there in turn 2. It's been a good day for the points leader, and that's Cameron Norton in the 3. Running in third right now with a long-time NASCAR driver just behind him, and that's Harold Burton in the 56. Looks like Harold actually overdrove 1 and 2 just a little bit. Down to the bottom went Nick Donfrancesco and Info. They're going to take 4th and 5th back, and Daniel McGriff in the 13 is going to go with them. Coming up on a lap truck, and that's Jordan Roughton, PC Panther in the number 45 Chevy Silverado, and he was the one that had the incident there just a couple of laps ago and elected to come down pit road and repair the damage. Good battles all over the racetrack, and my theory has not really come quite to the surface yet. They have not broken up. The top 11 are still all bunched together and using the draft to their advantage, and there's a couple trucks in danger of maybe losing the draft at some point here and over the next couple of laps, but I think that everybody is still well in tow with each other, and they all have the draft at this point. 11 drivers essentially have a shot to win the Milestone 200. I know that we're going to see cycles of pit stops throughout the final stage. And who knows, we might even see another caution or two, especially at the way that they're racing at the front like this. It's been wild and exciting to watch, folks. Like I said, they're coming up on a lap machine. A little bit towards the tail of this front group. Looked like Beam SKP got bumped by Alex Tesdall. Now Beam's going to lose a couple positions because of that. And we have a new race leader, folks. Nick Donfrancesco, the pole sitter, back out front. He also won Stage 1, and he's got Info, the Stage 2 winner, just behind him. Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23. He's the Tailgate 250 winner at Daytona this year, and he's locked into the playoffs as long as he races in the minimum amount of races required during the regular season. And so they've caught the lap truck, the 45, and that is Jordan Roughton. It looks like he's going to go to the outside and let the leaders go. Very respectful, very humble move. And the top 7 have now broken away from the drivers running 8th to 11. So drivers like Alex Tesdall, Jeffrey Robinson Jr., Timmy Brown, and Beam SKP, they've lost the draft with the front runners. And McDon Francesco, Info, and Stephen Corley, Cameron Norton, Harold Burden, Josh Colm-Diaz. They've all got a shot still to win this one. Green flag, cycles of pit stops beginning. That was Dunson in the 87 coming to pit road. I believe there was some sort of issue there. I don't think pit road accepted his truck, and he's going to have to come around to complete another lap. Timmy Brown in the 8, Jeff Grady in the 82, Tyler Wagner in the 02. They're all on pit road, and now some of the leaders coming in as well. Cameron Norton, Josh Colm-Diaz, Beam, and Daniel McGriff. 4 of the front runners coming down for scheduled service in the final stage. We'll keep our eye out on these drivers right here. They are the top 5, and we're just kind of waiting to see when they come down for scheduled pit stops. Next one to come was Stephen Corley, and there's problems there for Harold Burden. Harold got turned in a weird way over by the start-finish line, and there was heavy contact with the outside wall. I didn't see who the driver was that turned him, but I believe that he's going to take his truck over to pit road. And never mind, he's done for the day. Well, he did take it to pit road, but not the way that we were all wanting him to. And he's out of this race. Heavy, heavy contact there for Harold. Stephen Corley on pit road in the 99. He's leaving, actually. And his teammate in the 98, that's Alex Tesdall. He's just coming down. Oh! There was contact made there between Info and Nick Donfrancesco. They're the two that are running 1-2 right now. They were yet to make their green flag pit stops until this very lap, and there was nearly trouble between the two. Longtime competitors here in NOSSCAR, both of them, and nearly turned each other a little bit coming to the entrance to pit road. Both of them are going to make it to pit road successfully. They're going to come to a sliding stop in their pit stalls. 4 tires and fuel. 20 drivers started this race, 17 of them left on the racetrack, and we're going to keep our eye now on this battle, because when everything cycles through, they're going to be battling for the lead with the likes of Info and Nick Donfrancesco. We're actually now going to throw it down to the in-race reporter, and that is Tyler Wagner, former NASCAR Dirt Touring Series race winner. Tyler, how many laps to go here in the race?
Oh, I'll tell you here. I'm getting ready to go into turn 3.
Perfect. How many to go?
No, it flashed it real quick.
All good. Let me know next time.
It lagged behind.
Out front, the 99 of Stephen Corley after the cycle of pit stops. Josh Colm-Diaz runs in second. Cameron Norton in third. Nick Donfrancesco in fourth. That's Info in the 33 running in fifth. Just behind them is Beam SKP in the 16. He runs in sixth, and if he can get the draft with these guys, he'll be in good shape to be up there with whoever the leader may be at the end of this one.
17 to go.
Perfect. Thanks very much. Contact was made there, and I believe it was Nick Donfrancesco and Cameron Norton that bounced off each other. Cameron found the wall a little bit as well, but he's still there in the draft, and as long as he can stay in the draft with these guys, I think he's got an all right chance. But the thing that they have to keep in mind here, coming around now to 16 laps to go, Nick Donfrancesco and Info are on a bit of a different pit strategy. They're able to go a couple of laps later than everybody else, and they're able to use those tires, that extra grip, to their advantage once the cycle completes, the cycle of pit stops, and they're able to fly by the competitors a little easier. And Tyler Wagner got a little bit out of shape right in front of a couple of the lead lap trucks. Cameron Norton's going to lose a top 5 position and go back to 7th now. And it was Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23 that also made a bit of contact. He runs in 4th, didn't lose any positions, but he's going to lose the draft at the top 3. They're starting to march away a little bit now. And it's Nick Donfrancesco back out front. Again, the top 2, they have the fresher tires of anybody else on the racetrack. And also, I'd like to maybe point out that they've been the class of the field tonight here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. The 24 and the 33, they're running 1-2, and they've got Stephen Corley in the 99 just behind them, who's also led a lot of laps in this one and been up there in the top 5 and top 7 all race long with them.
Excuse me.
There's a couple of lap trucks here that they're going to have to deal with here, and I'd say before the end of the race for sure. I'm not sure exactly how many laps, but the leaders are not out of the storm yet, if you want to say. They've done some in the 87, Jesse Carlson in the 88, just in front of them, and they're going to have to come up and put a lap on them here in a little bit. Nick Donfrancesco, Info, Stephen Corley, Josh Colm-Diaz runs in 4th. And it's Beam SKP, the lone driver out of France, rounding out the top 5. And I think that unless we see some sort of incident on the racetrack and a caution come out, it's going to come down to these 3 right here. There could be some sort of pit strategy. I think that everybody's got 1 pit stop left before the end of this race. And if so, what do you do? Do you take 4? Exactly. Do you short pit and take 4? Do you stay out as long as you can and take 2?
10 laps to go right now.
It's going to be interesting. 10 laps to go. Oh, Info got a good run there. He took a look to the inside of Nick Donfrancesco. Nick shut the door. He shut it pretty quick as he could. He knows how good Info is, and Both of these drivers have won races here in the NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series. Both of them have won races in the NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series, NOSSCAR Motormaster Series as well. They know how to find victory lane. And Stephen Corley now looks to the inside of Info. He's going to try to break up the Chevy Silverado party, and Steel Horse Motorsports right in the thick of things here for the win. And now he looked to the inside of Nick Donfrancesco for a moment. That was going into turns 1 and 2. Because of that, he drifted up high, and he's actually going to give second position back to Info. Oh, now Info goes a little bit higher into 3 and 4. Might have even been intentional so he could get a good run and a good bite through the center. Info looking to the outside again of Nick Donfrancesco. Stephen Corley trying to make up his mind on who he's going to go with. They're side by side for the lead here at Atlanta with under 10 laps to go. Well, I think that the preferred groove is the bottom. I think that that is where the most speed is, but it...
Yeah, definitely low, middle, that's right where you want to be. You get above you get above that rubber spot, there's no grip.
Oh man, I agree with you. And honestly, what you just said, it's proving to be true while we're watching it and while the viewers are watching it. Info is trying desperately to get the outside to work, and it's not coming in enough for him up there. There's not enough grip, not enough speed, and he keeps getting a good run with the draft. But every time he goes up there, he just can't seem to make it stick and make the pass and clear the 24. And Tyler, how many laps to go next time you hit the line, brother?
I just came out of the pit today.
Okay, thank you. Because this is one heck of a battle we're watching here for the win and for the lead. I know that there's like roughly 5-6 laps to go. And we see you down there in the apron. You're actually just going to the pits.
That was staying out of Ruder's way. He was coming up on me.
Oh, okay. Very, very smart. How many to go? What lap are you on? Just tell me that. You can hit the X button and tell me that.
122.
Of 130, okay. And you're 1 lap down, right?
No, I'm 5 laps down now.
Oh, okay. So right now the leaders are coming around to 3 laps to go then, if I'm not mistaken. There's a couple of trucks going down pit road, and see, this is what I was talking about. I thought that these guys were going to have to make another pit stop. It's going to be really close.
Yeah, there's 3 to go now, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and they're coming around to 2 to go even. And Info with a huge move to the inside of Nick Donfrancesco going into turn 3. There might have been just a little bit of contact, but it was nothing major. And we have a new leader with 2 laps to go. Pardon me. Not at all what Nick Donfrancesco wanted to see, and he knows he's only got a lap and a half to make a move back on the driver of the 33. Info running part-time here, trying to just get a couple of wins, and Nick Donfrancesco in the 24 running full-time, wants all the points he can get and the championship, and a win would definitely go a long way in doing that. White flag is in the air. Nick Donfrancesco gets to the inside of Info. Couldn't quite do it. They're coming up to a slower truck of Dunson in the 87, and now they're going down the back straightaway for the final time in this race. What is Nick going to do?
I don't know how to have any tires left.
Me either. And he used every tread that he had there in 3 and 4. He tried. It's not going to quite be enough. Info in the 33 is going to win the Milestone 200 at Atlanta.
Caution came out.
On the last lap?
Yep.
Oh, wow. So it's over?
Came out right there as I got to the restart zone.
And it's over then?
Yep.
Nice. Take photos of the results for me. Cell phone or screenshot, whatever's easier. What a race and what a finish. What a battle for the win there between Info and Nick Donfrancesco. And what a show it was here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Did you get the photos of the results?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much, man. What a race that was. 130 laps, 100% distance race on the presets here at Atlanta. It's a grind, man. It's like an endurance race. Tell us how the race went from your perspective.
Oh, for me, it was terrible. I never drove a vehicle so tight.
Fastest lap of the race goes to Nick Donfrancesco at 29.994 at Atlanta on presets. And yeah, sum up the race a little bit for us, Tyler. What did you see out there? How was the car feeling? And how do you think tonight's race at Atlanta went?
To me, the track changed a lot, it seemed to me. Because first stage I was really tight, but then I adjusted the car, but then all of a sudden it was way too loose. And then you adjust it again, and it just got right back to where it was again. It would just be tight again in the third stage. It was just like, because I was chewing rubber more as the race went on than I was at the beginning of the first stage.
Did you notice that the middle to high groove came in a little bit more as the race went on, or was it a figment of my imagination?
No, it started to come in, because that's where I started running there towards the end of the last stage. It just felt like you could get more of a bite coming out the bottom.
I know that you're more primarily a dirt guy, and you're a former race winner in the NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series. You race on the Tony Stewart dirt game all the time, so this isn't necessarily your specialty or something you're very experienced in. Did you learn some things out there?
Oh yeah, you gotta try to find a way to save fuel and tires. I tried to go out there and just run the best I could, but it don't help just to push the car. You gotta let the car do the work. It's easy to push a dirt car because you can control it better.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, you led a lap tonight. You finished on,
Yeah.
I was going to say you finished on the lead lap, but no, later incidents ended up ruining that a little bit. But nevertheless, good points for you tonight and good camera time for you as well.
Yes. But hey, I'm going to have to jump off here. I'm not going to be able to make Bristol because of work.
Okay, completely understandable. I'm going to wrap up the broadcast here for the viewers. Just like to thank everybody for tuning in. 20 drivers entered the Milestone 200 at Atlanta, and when it was all said and done, it was Info, the OG driver of the number 33 Chevy Silverado, parking it in victory lane for the first time here in the 2021 NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series season, and first of many, perhaps. I know he's only running part-time, but he certainly has the skill. Time will tell. See if he's got the determination. From all of us here at NOSSCAR, we're saying so long, stay safe and healthy, happy holidays, and stay fast, folks.